Hello folks, well, welcome to another edition of Reflections with the Rocker. This one here is more on a real serious note with a, I guess you could say a PSA and at the very end of it. But this only took place this time 2 years ago, and it was where this thought hit my, this whole noggin of mine this past weekend, as I was getting ready to go to a GCW event over in Old Buckhead, Georgia. Because it's the same scenario as it was 2 years ago, where I went to GCW, got the big old skate center in Old Buckhead, Georgia, did the show, except this time versus the last time 2 years ago, I stopped and had dinner at the Waffle House with a few of the wrestlers. Afterwards, like we tend to do sometimes, because that's the only thing that's open after shows most time, is Waffle Houses. But so anyway, I got back on the road and got on I-20 westbound, heading back toward Atlanta. And it was 2-lane on that side, but they just recently opened it up to a 3-lane highway. And I was in the middle lane, you know, humming along pretty good, and I looked up in the distance because I got, I was in transportation for a while, and so we do this thing called the Smith system, which helps you to be a better driver. So Google's the Smith system, check it out. But anyway, I was keeping my head moving stuff, and from the distance on the far right, under the bridge, right there where the exit was, Salem Road, I saw a few cars, lights flashing, and people just standing around, a lot of motion. And then I glanced back to my lane, and I saw something. And I was pretty sure what it was, and luckily I was able to veer and barely miss it, what was in the road. But it really shook me up that I almost collided with that. So I got off the next exit, go over I-20, I think it was a Shell station. And a part there, and it shook me up so much that I was trying to process, was that really what I saw? I wasn't 100% sure, and all of a sudden I hear sirens to my right, and like an ambulance and a fire truck coming behind me. Instead of getting on the ramp, heading in the right direction that the flow of traffic was going, they went over the ramp and got on to, and it was heading toward oncoming traffic. And then that let me know right there that what I thought I saw pretty much was legit. I got a screenshot of what actually took place, and I'll put it at the end of the road. But it was a motorcycle where the passenger had collided in the back of the car and had 2 fatalities. And I was so fresh on the scene behind the accident that the paramedics, nobody was there, stuff, and I, like I said, just luckily my Ford had a good turn radius, and they were just barely. If I had to guess, it's probably this close to running over the victims, and then whether they were dead or alive, I'm not sure at that point. But the fact in my mind that had they just been injured, I probably would have finished. You know, the end result would have been bad. When I'm at this gas station, and I called Chris Now, this is like one of my kids in wrestling, and I was so shook up. I was just trying to calm back down, and another gentleman who wasn't too far behind me pulled off the same gas station because there's the only thing there. Pulls off and walking around his car. So apparently he actually ran over part of it, or them. I'm not sure. I didn't talk to him, but you tell that he was shook up too, to the point where who was in the passenger seat got in the car because he was shook up and couldn't drive the rest of where they was headed to stuff. But I can tell you in my mind that the person I saw had like dark color, like a dark blue type jeans or pants on, tan chugs, like a blue and white checker shirt hanging out from their motorcycle jacket, and a full face helmet, and that sticks in my mind of how quick I took in thought process of what I saw and was able to barely dodge it. Because I don't think I could have lived with myself with the unknown and the fact that I you know, took my vehicle over down bikers so when I was leaving this past week and stuff, I had that in my mind, so I just kept constantly looking. As crazy as it sounds, it's right past that same exit. I was still in the middle lane, keep my eyes on it. There was a car dodged a box in the fast lane, and it kind of got my attention, shook me for a little bit, and then I realized it was a box. But that whole drive, I was a little bit on the edge, just for the fact that of the possibility of what could have happened. But thank God, it didn't happen. So my PSA after this whole reflection, and sorry to be a Debbie Downers, but is I have some fellow coworkers, fellow wrestlers. My kids ride, you know, my son, he's got a bike, I got a motorcycle too, and this is definitely motorcycle riding season. So please keep your eyes out and just realize, just like truck drivers, unlike cars, we cannot just stop on a dime. It takes a good bit of distance to all that stuff. So be mindful of us. And if by chance you're driving along and you see a motorcycle going faster than what they probably should be, don't move. They done locked in where you are, and they done got their mind where they're going to move. So the best thing you can do is do not change your direction or your lanes. Let them get past you. Say a few words if you feel like you need to say something to them. But do not make any sudden movements, because that could end up like this story. I sounded, you know, not to be a Debbie Downer, but this was been bothering me for the past few years, and I'm finally sharing this in public. But I'm trying to make something positive out of a negative, and just do motorcycle awareness. Like I said, this is definitely motorcycle season. I'll try to, hopefully the next one will be a little bit more upbeat like most of mine have been. But until next time, as Poops and Pops like say, peace, love, see you, and watch out for bikers.